Hello. Today, I want to talk about drawing pulls on shapes. I want to talk about like spheres. So let's take a better drawing of a sphere. Let's say this is Earth, right? Um, I'm gonna draw some like I'm gonna draw a better circle, and we're gonna like depict lines of latitude and longitude on it. This is Earth. You're probably on this planet right now, or you're an alien. So, this is Earth, as you know, and on Earth, we have a North Pole and we have a South Pole. So here, I sure hope to God I'm getting this right. Here we have a North Pole, and if I was going to section off, it would kind of be like that. We have like a North Pole, and why can't I visualize this? And we have a South Pole. South Pole, North Pole. And in general, that's like the farthest point where it like bulges out. The Earth isn't a perfect sphere. I think it's like a ellipsoid. Or it's like something. It's a really weird thing. Look it on Wikipedia if you're interested. But the point I'm trying to get at here is that sometimes you'll see in different exercises someone may draw like a circle like that, and that's just to like say that that's a pull. In the draw box exercises, when you would draw an organic form, which is just kind of like a sausage shape that's equal in parts, in general they would draw something like that, just to say that it's the farthest point. Like, let me draw another circle here. Have you ever seen like a bubble? Like, let's say you were blowing bubbles out of like, it would come with like a wand. It would come with like a wand, and it was like a container, kind of like that, and it kind of went in, and it kind of did that, and it kind of went in, kind of did that, kind of went in. You know what I'm talking about. These aren't to scale, as you can tell. Damn it. I don't know if it's worthwhile for me to draw this again, but you get where I'm going with this. You have like a thing like that, and it had a cap. You know what bubbles are. I hope you do. And usually on bubbles, you would see like a light source. So as I would see light sources, it always seemed like they were kind of like that. They were kind of like square. I'm guessing it has something to do with the way light reflects on the curvature, or maybe like, I don't know, whatever the light that was reflecting it on it at the time. This wouldn't be a pull. I mean, it is a pull, but it was more like a reflected light source, and it would usually look like rainbow colored, because I'm guessing it had something to do with whatever bubbles are made out of, which I don't really know. Soap? I don't know. Some type of liquid soap, maybe? I really don't know. It's got to be non-toxic, you would think. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent here. So, let's talk about the organic forms again. I'm going to draw another sausage. I'm going to move this a little bit up here. I'm going to draw like another sausage or organic form from the draw box exercises. And you would have something kind of like that. I always wondered if the shape mattered, because I guess you could think of it as like a bulging out point. So perhaps it would be better to think of it as a circle and from it also kind of indicates a direction, much like this. Like we can't, because it's a ball, and we're kind of looking at like the globe from that end, or like from this, from like straight on. You can't see the entire pole, but if you were to like view it in another way, and as you've seen in like a map, if you ever looked at like a globe, like one of those globes in a skull. I'm drawing this completely from memory, so I have no idea if I'm doing this right. But it was kind of like that, and depending on how you spun the globe thing, sometime, let's say you spun it, and like, okay, the pole, this is the North Pole, this is the North Pole, this is the South, and look right here, like that area, like you could see the North Pole like viewed because you're looking at it like straight on from like over here, from above. So, this North Pole, it's like the bulging out point. And I think that you can kind of modify poles to fit whatever shape you want it to work on. I think probably when it comes to poles, they're kind of more for like organic things. Because I was thinking like, how would that work on a box? Because I feel like that would be more of an additional part. I mean, I guess you could have some part of a box that has like a bulging out part, but it would kind of be like a concave thing. So I wonder if I don't know if that's the best way to think about it. Someone may correct me in the comments, or I could just be dead wrong on this and I didn't do my research. I'm just gonna draw a really crude box really fast, and I'm trying to do this as fast as I can, without. I'm probably like really screwing up this box, but I'm gonna go with it. If you did have a pole, I guess you could think of it as like, kind of like a contact lens kind of doing that. But I guess that would work, maybe. So I want to show, like, there was another thing, like when in some of the Drawbox exercises, when you had certain shapes, kind of like that kind of like ooze over the course of the object. It kind of like followed the contours. So like, when you have, I'm going to go back to this circle over here real quick. You could kind of portray the ellipses that make up a circle, like, straight on, it's like that, and kind of when you go on to the curvature of the circle, it's made of these ellipses, and we're using partial ellipses here, right? So that's for spheres. So when you had an object kind of like that, they kind of did a variation on it, in which they kind of made the contours kind of concave in to show that the shape is kind of like falling in on itself. I'm gonna do all of these to show you. Kind of like that, and it's kind of like showing that if you, I hope I'm doing this right. I may be messing up the degree a bit, but like the point is that with that, I'm gonna draw the pole here, because the pole is kind of like, I'm gonna do it again. The pole is kind of like a bean shape, because like it's facing us, and it's like, all these other partial bean shape contours, I'm not connecting them, I'm kind of just drawing them as a partial thing, but like you very well could connect them if you wanted to. Like, I'm gonna connect them just to show you. I'm guessing it would be a bit flat because it's kind of like going up against the thing it's laying on, trying to show weight to it, So, it's kind of like that. You have a bunch of these beam sections that make up the organic form that's layering over it, and you have kind of a bean shape that is like the farthest protrusion, like that, like this shape here is closest to the viewer, much like this shape over, and if you're looking in this area, like this pole is closest to the viewer, and like the North Pole, if you're looking over here, the North Pole right here is closest to the viewer, which is us. So I think that that's like kind of a good way to think about poles on shapes. I feel like there's just an endless variety that you can go through and talk about. I think that my example here of the bubble, like that's probably like a really bad example. That's more of like a light source reflection compared to like a light source reflection doesn't really have dimensionality to it. It's kind of just like reflecting it over the surface. But like when you have a pole of a North Pole here, like it's sticking out. It's higher than, it's like the highest thing on the Earth, I believe, if that makes sense. I hope this explanation kind of helps describe how to draw stuff on poles. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments below. Thank you.